Hi, I'm Diane Davidson from Fine Homes Group at Keller Williams, and welcome to our podcast, Good Deeds Real Estate with a Mission. And today we're going a little bit off of the usual, and instead of reporting about local trends and real estate, across the country, we are in keeping with our Real Estate with a Mission. We are talking to two wonderful colleagues that my husband Bill and I were lucky enough to meet at our very last session in Austin. We were there for a conference, and they happen to be from Fort Myers. So we've tried to stay in touch, and they're doing yeoman's work down in the southwestern Florida area. So I wanted them to meet you and talk to you and about what they're doing and what they need. So this is Jessica Nolan and Erin Harrell. Welcome, and thanks for taking from all the things you're doing to hopefully allow you to do more with help that maybe our fans, what's not fans of viewers watch here. So you have a team actually in Fort Myers called the Old Florida Dream Team, right? And you come from a history of giving back and serving your community in many ways. And I'd love to have you come on again in the next 3 or 4 weeks to tell us some of the miracles you've helped create. But the one thing I want to start with, if I may, is that you are helping a lot of people with their housing issues, and you're doing a lot of this work pro bono. And so, as an agent up here, I want to ask anybody that we know that is in our world to please reach out to a Fine Homes Group agent so that we can connect somebody who has a real estate need in Florida who is a paying customer who can help support these women and their team so that they can then support the community that they've been out there working with and working for, and probably will for years to come. Okay, so I hope that made sense. And without further ado, Jessica and Erin, can you tell us what some of the things you've been seeing are, and some of the current struggles, what you're looking for still, and maybe some wonderful stories of how you've helped?
We can, but first I want to start off and say thank you because our KW family has been absolutely amazing. Diane, for those of you that don't know, Diane called us the day after the storm as soon as she found out how many people were displaced and how many people needed homes, and offered her home down here for people to stay in. When I said, what do you want for rent? Because that's the big challenge right now, is that people are out of their homes. They still have to pay their mortgage and all their bills, even though they can't live in their home. And she said, absolutely nothing. We want to help. And so we were so incredibly touched by your generosity and Bill's generosity, and so many KW family members. So many of our agents across the US have reached out and just said, hey, we have somebody that has a vacation home, and we're so incredibly touched. And so we are so excited to be on here. There's a little bit of struggle getting some power. Everyone's kind of just getting their power back right now. And Fort Myers Beach, Jess will tell you a little bit more about that. Her in-laws were down there and lost their home. And that's just now, people are just getting back on. And so even though it's been 2 weeks, we have nearly 40 families that we are trying to help place in rentals. Some of our clients, one of my very best friends, I went last night and had dinner with her, and you just walk in the door and they start crying because
I'm born and raised here in Fort Myers. Erin's been here many, many years. So we have a lot of history here and a lot of love for our town. And it's very unfortunate that this has happened, but we're trying to find the light to help our neighbors and our people and our community. So what I would say to you is, to piggyback on what she said, KW has been amazing. KW Cares has been there for our people and our families, and it's a challenging time. But what we are really trying to do is, we have so many people that have lost everything except for the clothes that were on them and their animals. They've lost everything. So how can we help them find their home and something temporary, whether it be a week, a month? Everybody's optimistic to build back. So it's imperative that we get them into something that they can live in comfortably. So we are looking for anybody that has investment style homes, second homes, anything that they're willing to rent out. I actually just have a friend that moved in with her sister to let somebody else live in their home. Because she's just a single person. She said, it's much easier for me to live with my sister than a whole family try to find a home. One difficult thing we're having is a lot of these people have pets because they own their home and they have a dog or two, and nobody wants to have animals in their rentals. So that is a little bit of a struggle. But people have a lot of flexibility. We're finding everybody's just trying to make it work. It's amazing how fast things are moving. Items we're good on. We just need more homes and
Cash to help those people that can't pay for it. We have a lot of teachers, a lot of nurses. I'll give you one story. We've sold a nurse. She is a nurse and a young nurse, single mother, has her grandmother living with her as well that she takes care of. And she works in our pediatric oncology unit with cancer patients. And so her job is already tough. I mean, she watches children die every week, and we consider her an angel and a saint. And she's on her second home. We sold her. She called us after the storm. She's lost her Jeep. She's lost tomorrow. She's by herself, taking all of her furniture out. I said, you should have called us. And she said, I didn't know who to call. She said, and then I thought, oh my gosh, I can call Aaron and Jess. And so we'll send people over tomorrow, but she has lost everything. She doesn't have, so she's going to try and live through the renovations at her house because she can't afford to pay her mortgage and pay somewhere else. So anything that comes in goes right back out to help, our frontline workers, our firefighters, our teachers, our nurses. We're really trying to get them placed and to get them some financial support, because while FEMA is great and HOA and the insurance and things are great, it's not coming in quickly enough to get them placed and to get them the help they need.
The market was tough to begin with. It was tight. There wasn't much available. Now it's even worse. So we're at the point where we're not there to make money. We just want to get these people a home. And I've said it 3 or 4 times already this morning when I'm talking to agents. Look, you can have the client, just get them in. So it's just really important that we get them in a home, period. So it's not about us, it's about our community. Always is, and always should be.
Totally agree. We'll take a pet, by the way.
Thank you for that. You guys have been great. And just like your mission, our mission has always been serving and strengthening, that we have a foundation that helps, with our foster middle and high school. So we feel very blessed that our tagline is serving and strengthening our community. I mean, we live that every day. And so this is just kind of raised that to a new level of being able to help. Our board at our foundation voted yesterday to allow us to use the funds to help any displaced family, because it is in line with our mission and what we're registered for. So we were super excited to be able to, get some of the bigger donations, partner with some bigger businesses, and be able to give more back.
That's great news, and just in time, right?
Yeah.
So I've also heard that people are renting rooms or offering rooms. So I just want to say that if anybody, we know people who might be using their homes or using them sporadically, and there are single people or perhaps a single parent with one child that can use a room. And so even if people that we know are they're part-time,
Right.
we can reach out to you and offer that. Yeah.
The 2 shelters are still full, and they won't close those till everyone has a place. However, there is intention on building some type of FEMA village with trailers and stuff. Unfortunately, with supply and demand, the supply chain is slow. So the normal housing option that FEMA would have had for us is not necessarily an immediate option. So that is another struggle we're having. So we are having to actually find them homes, condos, apartments to rent.
Okay.
So that if anybody, if anyone knows any connection to Fort Myers, or if they have investors willing to buy and rent them out, we are talking to a lot of our clients that are in that position to be able to do that aren't necessarily living paycheck to paycheck or having to can't afford to pay for 2 payments at a time. If you can do something like that, it's a great area to invest in, that you will always make your money back, because Florida is, as much as it doesn't look desirable right now, always has sunshine and water. And it will always bring people. So that's another option.
And I actually spoke to a contractor, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I spoke to a local contractor who, local to New Hampshire, who's now gone down there to help people renovate and rebuild. And he has people who want to work for him, but he has to find housing for them. So another opportunity. It does not have to be glamorous, just a room so that they can be there, so that they can work to help rebuild it. It really does take much more than a village. And every this all centers around housing and housing at all different levels and of all different iterations. So there's nothing that people shouldn't call you with, right?
Absolutely.
And not to mention needs. There are probably still some people like your friend who is the single mom who's a nurse, just only yesterday reached out for help. There are people who've been too proud, too independent to reach out for help. But if anybody in our circle here knows somebody who's not reaching out, please reach out to them so you can put them in touch with Erin and Jessica, because they know just what to do for everybody.
Surgeons to adjusters that are in from out of town, to restoration companies, surgeons, doctors, restoration companies. We're helping everybody, anybody, nothing too big or too small.
Our commercial division is on fire with everybody coming in. So we just, and with everyone that comes in for the restoration, you have to find all those people places too.
Exactly.
Campers are an idea. I'm in a camper so that I don't take a rental from somebody else while I, finish my house. So I think everybody's doing their part. I will say, and I'm sorry, I very rarely get upset. Jess is usually the crier. So, but I think people are overwhelmed. I think our sweet little Desiree said, I don't even know what to ask for. I didn't even know who to call or what to ask for. And I think it's just so emotional to watch everything be lost. And then to even try and ask for help, people don't know what to ask for. So we're doing our best to kind of get the word out of what people are still in needing. And the supply chain that is coming in is overwhelming. Like Jess said, the semis of trucks with things. I mean, generators, gas, toilet paper, diapers, formula. I mean, so much. And if there's any silver lining, I think we were in a day and age where we were all worried about what we were doing, getting to the next job, getting to the next sale, what's happening in our family, what's happening with our kids. And you can walk down the street and, somebody will say, hey, do you need help with something? All of my neighbors, I haven't even lived in my neighborhood for 4 months, were in my yard. I probably had 20 people in my yard taking my trees out. It just is absolutely, if there's a silver lining, it's that there is a sense of community and a sense of fellowship that we don't see otherwise.
It's interesting you bring that up. I'm going to wax philosophical for a second, because I feel like during COVID, everybody, we were all sort of in it together, and there was such compassion, and it was a gentler time. And it's too bad it takes something like this and of this magnitude to bring out the best in people, and I hope that maybe this time it will linger a little bit longer. But I do want to say that if anybody up in the Northeast or whoever's watching this or listening to this knows somebody down there and hasn't reached out, just reach out, because I guarantee you, for every few reach outs, you're going to find somebody who can use something, and you can put, and just knowing that you're reaching out, if they need nothing else, they need that. And so absolutely. I thank you and applaud you for all that you're doing. And I just want to say that, if anybody knows somebody who wants to do business in Southwestern Florida real estate, please reach out. There's going to be a QR code, or there's a QR code on the screen. And you can reach out to me, to someone on our team up here. And if it's and Erin and Jessica will take good care and find them what they need. So I appreciate it. I know you have a million things to do other than this. Hopefully it helps you and all the people you're helping. And you're coming back in a few weeks so we can hear some stories.
Yes. Thank you so much, Diane. We appreciate you and Bill so much.
Thank you. So
thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for tuning in here. Be sure to follow us on your favorite podcast platform or subscribe to our YouTube channel. Bye.